Hey guys, welcome. I'm Jana, and I got a request to use Flower Moon from Ensley Reign. This is probably one of the most requested palettes that I get. I think people are just so attracted to it because it is just, it's beautiful. The formula is great, but it has all of these shimmers in it. The only thing is when you get so many shimmers, you get a lot less matte, and I think sometimes that can kind of like throw everything off. So I'm going to break this video down into ways to use this more for people who like to wear color, but not bold color. So that's what I'm going to be concentrating on this video. I'm going to be doing two looks, and I'm going to be going in one with the orange and then one with this one because those are pretty much the only two. I think I used that one, but those are the only two that I know I haven't used. But first I want to go through some of these shimmers because some of the shimmers are translucent. I think it kind of helps to know which ones. So when you go to pick a shimmer, you kind of know because when they're translucent, you're either gonna have to put like a matte behind it to get a lot of payoff, or it's just gonna have that like ethereal, pretty look to it. So this one is Persephone. I don't know what that is. I've never even heard of that before. Is it a flower? What's going on with that? So this is the first one. And as you can see, I mean, it has a little bit of a base, but once you get it on the eye, it is almost translucent. Maybe this is, I would say, like a semi-translucent. So very, very beautiful. The next one is Dahlia, and I would say that this is like a semi-translucent one too. I mean, it looks very pigmented in the pan, but when you get it on, you can just see it's just very light and very pretty. It has a little bit of a base to it, but once you get it on the eye, it's pretty translucent. It's another, these are all going to be like very ethereal light type shades in my opinion. And then we have Refresh. Oh, this one's so pretty. This one might be one of my favorites. It is so, so gorgeous, but it's very light compared to, I'll show you a really pigmented one when I'm in just a minute to compare. Okay, then there's Awakening. And as you can see, this one is really, really translucent. Very, very beautiful, but there's hardly any base there. These are great to use. I like to use them more like for inner corner or to top other shimmers or to put a matte. I mean, I don't have to. I'll just put it on my bare eye. But when I put it on my bare eye, that way I know it's not going to give me a lot of pigmentation. It's just going to be like a lot of sparkle. And the last one is Sapling. Fit it on here. There we go. And yeah, as you can see, it doesn't have a whole lot of base. Very, very beautiful. This I think this is why people are just so attracted to this palette because the shimmers are just, they're gorgeous. Now I'm going to tap into Flower Moon. This is very pigmented, so I can just kind of give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. Like you can see this one is very, very pigmented. Look at that shift. Holy moly. There's so many good shimmers in here, but you can kind of see like compared to some of these, how these are more translucent, sparkly type of shades. So that's just what I wanted to point out. All right, now I'm going to talk about a little bit about the mattes. Because there are so many shimmers in here, it kind of takes away your options in mattes. So if you're going to look at this, I mean, I love that it has a dark deepening shade in here, but when it comes to transitions, that's what it's lacking. Technically, this would be like the only transition depending on your skin tone that would be in the palette, and you're not going to want to go in with that in every single look. Maybe you do. But I don't. And so I'm going to do a couple of looks in here and show you guys how I would go to use this palette if I wanted color, but I didn't want to go super bold. So for this first look, I'm going to go in with this orange. So the first thing I want to start out with is a brush, and I'm going to go in with one that is just kind of like, I would say this is a medium-sized fluffy brush, and it's round. I want to compare it to this one that I sometimes use. Can you see this one right here is it's more wide than it is round. This one's like perfectly round, and this one's kind of wide. I'm going to go with the one that's round because if I go in with one that's wide and I put it in, It's going to cover more area than I want it to in the beginning. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to tap it straight on and pick up some pigment. And then I'm going to start it down here at the bottom. So this is one way to use color if you don't want to, if you don't have a transition that you want to use. And I'm going to keep it down here and I'm just going to keep blending it out until there's not a whole lot of pigment left. And you can even just stop right here. That might give you enough color. Anytime someone does an eye look, you can, if like they put pigment down and they're blending away and you're like, oh, that looks good, just stop right there. But they keep going, just stop. Just stop till you're content. If you don't want it too high, if you want to keep it low. Okay, so but can you see like how pigmented it is down here at the bottom just by blending it out? And then once I blended it out, I blended it out for a little bit. I'm just going to bring it up. And that orange has almost turned into a brown, if you can see. All right, now I'm going to tap into Pink Moon. And then if you want to keep it more of like a wearable, not bold color, you can just keep it down here on the mobile lid. And then slowly tap up. And then again, just stop where you want. So like if that's enough for you, then that's good. Or you could just keep tapping. But you see, it just gave it a really light wash of color. And I'm going to go in with just a little bit more because I love that shimmer. Okay. And then you could just leave it like this. I brought the shimmer up over where the orange is. So you can see it's still colorful, but it's still wearable. It's not bold. It's not like, I know when I first started using color, the hardest part was seeing myself in the mirror. And I just kind of slowly worked myself up. And now I'm just like this is a neutral look right here for me. Okay. And then I'm going to tap back into that orange. You could leave it here, or if you just want to bring in a little bit more color, see, just by tapping up over it, just bringing a little bit more, just makes it a tad bit more colorful. For the inner corner, I'm going to tap into refresh. And then you guys do not have to use this. You could just go in with a highlighter that you like. If you don't want too much color, you don't want too much going on in the inner corner. All right, guys, I'm going to finish this up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, this is the final look. I love how it turned out. I wanted to keep it very simple because this is a go-to summer look. One matte, some shimmer, and I'm out the door. We live in the Central Valley in California, and our temperatures here average in the summertime are like 103 to 108 Fahrenheit. And last July, at least the last 2 weeks, probably into August, our temperatures were like 111 to 117. It was so hot. And we live in a small town, so we have to travel a half hour to go grocery shopping. So by the time I'm up, animals are fed, I just want to throw some makeup on and get out the door. So this is my summer go-to look. And the only other thing, I just put on some mascara, and then I just went in with Psych from Unearthly. I don't even mess with lipstick in the summertime. I'm just like, this probably isn't minimal to some people, but it's minimal to me. But this is how I like to wear it. You just got a little bit of color, very pretty, very light. So this is the first way that I like to wear color when I want more of a non-bold color look. And now I'm going to show you the next way. And the second way that I love to make colorful looks more wearable is just by going in with another palette. And I will tell you why right now. I'm just going to tap into this one. So if I were to just go in with the Flower Moon palette and pick a shadow up from there, like I did the orange, even if I start at the bottom and work my way up, this kind of gives me like a barrier, if you will. Like this is my transition point to where I know not to go any farther. Because if I go in with just a bold color to start with, even if I'm working my way up and I bring it up into the transition, I could end up with it all the way up to under my eyebrow. And then that's when it starts, in my opinion, to get bold. So by just going in with a transition, even though you can't even see it, it's just basically the same color as my skin. You know, actually, I'm going to tap into this one and this one because I do want you guys to see the transition. There we go. Just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's very light, nice transition. And you do not have to have this transition palette. You just can go in with your favorite transition, any palette that you have. So we have our transition. It's nice, it's light, it's not too bold, not too much. So now I'm going in with the same brush that I did with the orange shade. I've cleaned it off, but now we're going to tap into this one. What is this one? Peony. We're tapping into Peony. All right, we tapped into Peony. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the orange. I'm going to start down here, keeping all that color at the bottom. And then I'm going to blend. But now, because I have this transition right here, this is telling me that's as far as I'm going to go. So I'm gonna take it up to the transition. I'm touching the transition shade now. And then I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. But I'm not going higher than the transition shade. See? See how that is just very nice, very soft, very colorful, but it's not too bold. So those are the two ways that I like to do it. Either just start with the shade at the bottom, and I'm going to keep it out here, or I'm going to go with the transition, and then I will bring it into the transition a little bit, but I don't go any higher than where the transition is. Because I know myself too well, if I did not have this transition, I would take it all, I would just keep going higher and higher, and then I would have it all the way up to almost my eyebrow, which I do most of the time. I like that. I've grown accustomed to it. It doesn't bother me, but if I want more of a wearable, colorful look, this is another option that I do. All right, now you could just very easily leave this look here and then go in with the shimmers and you would have a nice, light, ethereal look again. But I do want to give other options for looks to do. So I'm going to go in with a smudger brush. Right, so I'm going to tap into Renew. And you can still keep this looking light and just give it a bit more dimension. Just go by going in right along the lashes. Just like that. You kind of see this one just defines the lashes a little bit more. And you could either do this before or after you put your shimmer on. If you do it now, it will lighten it up a little bit once you put the shimmer on. Or again, sometimes I'll go back in after I put the shimmer on to put it on there. While I'm here, I'm just going to add a little bit down here. Just like that. Okay, and as you can see, it just gave the eye a bit more definition. But if you're like me and you like those dark outer corners, I'm just going to go in with a really small fluffy brush. This is from Dose of Colors, but just anything small. I'm going to tap into Renew again. Yeah, I just like to go right along the edge of that pink. You could just leave it there low and just leave it there or just keep going. I usually will take it all the way to this outer corner and then kind of flick it up a little bit for a bit more definition. See, and then you can kind of see the definition between that eye and this eye. It's all with your preference. And then I just keep blending it in. You can leave it here or add more, make it darker, but I think we're just gonna leave it right here for now. If you guys like these type of videos where I go through and like just show different ways to do it, please let me know. I'll start incorporating it in the videos. I could do more wearable looks along with more bold looks. Just let me know, guys, what you'd like to see. And if you also have any more requests for palettes to use, just check out my playlist. I also, at the end of December, did a going through my entire palette collection and declutter. I'll link that below if you guys want to check it out. Then I just like to come back in with that pink peony, and I'm just kind of blending those two together like that. I just think that's just so pretty. I mean, effortless. I shouldn't say that too many times. All right, now I'm going to tap into April Showers. I actually have not used this one yet, I don't think. And we're going to take this pink look into pretty much like a purple look. Wow, why have I not used this yet? Holy moly. Wow, that is so gorgeous. So again, if you don't want it too bold, just keep it down here at the mobile lid, but I do like to take it up into the crease just a little bit. Oh my gosh. I cannot. Wow, the shift. Can you guys see that? Wow, that's beautiful. There really, truly are some incredible shimmers in this palette. Now I'm going in with Persephone. I don't know. What is that? Is it a type of flower? I've never heard of it before. Somebody let me know. I have to go ahead to Google after this. I just want to play with makeup. I don't want to have to Google everything, guys. Okay. Now normally I would take this into the inner corner, but I'm actually not going to. I'll go in with a different shimmer on this one. But if you can see, I put most of my pigment down here, and now I'm just going up. I'm going to do a little bit different on this side. I'm going to keep it down here at the bottom. Very light. There we go. There we go. I forgot I'm supposed to be doing like light, wearable, colorful looks. See, I just get so excited. But can you guys see the difference? Like this one's very light, ethereal still. This one's more bold. Just depends on how much of the shimmer you want to go in with. All right, now I'm going to build this one up. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to go back in with the transition brush, and I'm just going to kind of lightly go over it. I really do like the way this turned out. It looks so pretty. All right, for the inner corner, I'm going to tap into Twilight from an Earthly. And this is just a highlighter that it has a translucent base, but lots and lots of shimmers. So it gives you a little something without going over the top. Okay, for the lower lash line, okay, I don't like it like that, but for the lower lash line, I'm going to tap in with this one. And I think we're just going to try this one. All right, for blush, I'm going to tap into Chicklet from Ofra and Samantha March. Now I'm going to go in with the Spring Magic blush palette from Unearthly. I'm going to go with Pendulum. I don't know why. I've been editing lately and I go back and I'm like, man, why is my blush not so glowy? I love a glowy, glowy blush. So we're really gonna glow it up today. I'm gonna go with Heroin from Cosmic Beauty. All right, guys, I'm gonna go finish up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, this is the final look. Absolutely love it. I just don't think you can go wrong with this palette. The shimmers in here are just incredible. I think you just throw some shimmers on here. And in fact, I did on one of the other videos, I just wanted to test out a whole bunch of the shadows. And I also, in that, was remarking on how some of the thicker formula were not working for my lids. If you guys haven't seen that, I did find a little trick. I'll link that below. It was from another YouTuber. So if you guys want to check that out. So these shimmers do work a lot better using that trick. But I'll link my Flower Moon videos and shorts below if you guys want to check that out. If you want to see more looks, just let me know. If you want to use other palettes, if you guys want bold looks, wearable, colorful looks, just let me know in the comments. All right, let me tell you what I finished off with. Lower lash line, Baby Pink from Moya Cosmetics. For lip liner, I went in with Curious from Essence. Went in with Lazy Daisy from Dose of Colors. And Can You Not from Dose of Colors too. All right, guys, I really hope this video was helpful. I hope it was inspiring. But I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you again. So be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.